This is now the fourth video on the Amazon Kindle. Hopefully you've already been playing around with this, seeing if this is a device that suits you, and maybe looking at some of the selections that we have made. Again, these selections all come from a free website, projectgutenberg.com. Elsewhere we show you how to load additional content onto the Kindle and how to delete what's here. Again, we don't know whether all of this is to your taste, but we assume that since there's so much of it, there might be something on here that would be useful for you to read just by way of getting familiar with the device. Again, to navigate through the table of contents, we would use this page down key. It looks like we find ourselves on Friedrich Schiller. Again, we're starting with the first name in alphabetical order. Let's go down and find another suitable book to show some advanced features. Okay, so here we're in Goethe. What's interesting here, and this may be a mistake and maybe we'll delete it, but it looks like we have Goethe, we have the Zweiter Teil, and then we have it again of Faust, Zweiter Teil, and then the Erster comes after that. I'm not sure why the order is like that, but you want to look carefully at the table of contents before selecting something. Let's suppose we had selected the Zweiter Teil and found ourselves in the middle of the book as opposed to at the beginning of the book, and we wanted to rapidly get out of this book to go back to the table of contents and pick the first tile, the first part. Obviously, one way we could do that would be to press Home, which always gets you back to the table of contents, but it gets you back to the beginning of the table of contents. So a handy key in a situation like this is the simple back key. That should get you to basically the immediately preceding screen, and that's exactly what happened here. So now we can get out and correct our mistake and go back to the Erste Teil. And it even gives us the option, I must have hit something by accident, it would give me the option of deleting this. I'm not even sure what I hit, but if you don't want to delete something, you can always just simply use the arrow key as opposed to selecting to get out of it. Move back in, press select, and here we are in the Erste Teil. Again, the beginning is always the standard information from Project Gutenberg, but rapidly you find yourself in the book itself. This may actually be too big a type font. Remember, we simply use the A. We can select that to go down a size. Maybe that's more convenient, and I'm just going to show you here how you could, if you wanted to make a notation on this book. So say we're on this page, say we find this line particularly interesting, we could go Menu, and on the Menu option you have the option of, for instance, you could search the book for a word that we may demonstrate later, or you may figure that out for yourself. You can add a bookmark to remember this page, and then there's a way to look at all your bookmarks, or you can add a note or a highlight. Let's add a note or a highlight by simply selecting, and you can see right here on the menu page, here's where you would view your notes and your marks, your page marks. We select here, and it says move cursor to a location and then begin typing to create a note. Here's the cursor to move it to a location. As you can imagine, you simply use these arrow keys. So we'll go up to this line, say, let's just say that this is what interests us the most, and then it says we've now moved the cursor where we want to move it, and it says begin typing to create a note, or click to start a highlight. So we could click by pressing down here to start a highlight, but what we're going to do is begin typing to create a note, and let us simply type, and this is just a normal keypad, interessant, like that. And we could now use the cursor to select what we're going to do with this note. Let's save it. Now it's always there. And now, let's say we've moved on and we're reading, and then we remember there was something interesting that we read previously in this book, and this will be saved for all time for you. You would press Menu, view notes and marks. Let's go down to that and let's see what notes and marks we have in this book. Select, and here you can see that very line, the line that ended with Klage, and you can see our note was interessant. And actually, because that's such a uninteresting note, I'm going to select how to delete it here. Again, to find yourself, use your cursor. It looks like I found close, notes, and mark. Let's go back. Didn't allow me to do it. Menu. I'm obviously struggling here myself. This is the way you learn how to do the Kindle, by practicing. Interessant. Let's select from here. Didn't allow us to do it. Okay, cut.